Hi, this video I'm going to talk about some of my ideas, and we'll talk about why housing is so unaffordable both in Denver and in our country. And there's a myriad of factors that are playing into that and have been playing into it for many, many years. And so a lot of it just comes down to simply supply and demand. Demand-wise, when you start looking, I've seen charts or tables showing the number of births going back every year. The average age of a first-time home buyer is 32, 33 years old. And if you look at the charts, there's over 4 million people turning 32 years old every year for like the next 20 years. So there's incredible demand for housing now, and will continue to be for another 20 years because of younger people becoming adults, first renting an apartment, then buying a home. So there's incredible demand for housing. The second issue is supply. Okay, like here in Denver, Denver's population has increased by 380,000 people in the last 10 years, but we only built 80,000 new homes. Builders should have built probably 180 to 200,000 new homes. And so they're about 100,000 homes short here in Denver, which is why our inventory levels are down to about 2 weeks. Why there's only 2 weeks of homes for sale in the Metro Denver market. And demand is so fast outstripping supply, prices can only do one thing, and that's go up. And it was interesting, Case-Shiller just released their June report just a couple days ago, and here in Denver from June 2020 to June 2021, Denver home prices appreciated right at 20%. So on a $500,000 home, that means on average that home is now worth $600,000. So an average homeowner, quote, made $100,000 on their home in the last year just by living in it. So pretty amazing numbers that are happening because demand is so far outstripping supply. The next thing that always comes up is, home builders. Why aren't they building more homes? I mean, honestly, they only make money one way. That's building and selling homes. That's the only way they make money. So why aren't they building more homes? And there are several reasons for it. One is, and this has been ongoing in Denver for several years and is now a problem nationally, there is not enough lots that have been improved, meaning have water, sewer, and everything into them in the neighborhoods. There's not enough improved lots for builders to build on, because one of the biggest problems is local cities and counties sometimes take years to approve developers' permits to build homes in a certain area. Okay, a second huge reason why builders aren't building more homes is there's not enough people. After the Great Recession and the housing crash, new construction dropped by like 90%. And hundreds of thousands of people in the construction trades left and have never come back. And we've never recovered from that because we haven't replaced many of them with younger people. Because one of the things I've noticed over the last 25, 30 years is our high schools are all designed to send every kid to college. Well, not every kid is college material. And so some of those kids would really benefit by learning some type of construction trade, whether it be frameworking, HVAC, roofing, whatever the case may be. There's kids, young adults who would really benefit from that. So what's the solution to provide more affordable housing? There's always money being spent and politicians asking for more money to, quote, create more affordable housing, of where they require, say, a developer or builder, say they're building 100 condos, okay, or townhomes. The city, the county may force them to build 10, 15, 20 units that are, quote, affordable. Unfortunately, it makes the rest of the units much more unaffordable because the builder has to recoup some of those costs on the backs of the other homeowners who are not buying an affordable home. Another idea it's really being brandished about in Congress right now is the idea of down payment assistance or gifts or grants from the federal government to qualified first-time homebuyers. See anywhere from $15,000 to $25,000, and these politicians promise us that will help create more supply for housing. I can tell you, they all failed Economics 101. All that will do is increase demand and diminish supply. So guess what will happen? Homes will become even more unaffordable because of that. I mean, it sounds like a good idea, but in reality, it really isn't in this situation. We did do this. We had a first-time homebuyer tax credit back in 2008 and then again in 2010 when the housing market was crashing. That was a great idea back then because we had over 6 months of inventory of homes for sale and demand had cratered. Well, now we have the exact opposite problem. The last thing we really need is more demand. What we really need is more supply of homes, and the only way to get out of this is by building a lot more homes. I sort of think of it this way of where if we build a ton more homes, we're sort of pulling on a string, whereas so often the politicians and our leaders sometimes just want to push on the string. And it makes things look a little better for a short time and they feel good about themselves, but it really doesn't solve the problem. The only way we're really going to solve the problem of housing affordability is by building a lot more homes. And the best solution I've been able to come up with is modular construction, of where the homes in modular construction are built in a factory, then shipped to the home site and erected there by a construction crew. And so usually construction, the whole process may take 3 to 4 months is all, at least twice, if not 3 times as fast as building a stick-built home. It's usually cheaper, 10, 15, 20% cheaper as well, to build modular housing. So it's just, a great potential solution for us. And the other thing I really like about it is we could create a lot more jobs, say in smaller cities around the country, especially like say, in the Midwest that have been hurting because manufacturing jobs have left. It would create thousands and thousands of new jobs in these smaller cities, which is good for their economies and also good for their people. And maybe not so many young people will leave those smaller cities to come to the big cities like Denver, Seattle, New York, San Francisco, and creating more demand and more unaffordable housing. So it can do many things to really help if we can do modular housing, but it's very uncommon. Right now, last year, only 1.2% of all new homes built in the country were built using modular construction. So we got a long ways to go. How do we get there? One, we need you as consumers to go, hey, I'd like to build modular, okay? The second way is we need to get the cities and counties to more openly accept modular construction, especially in larger communities of, hey, let's go build 300 of them here, that kind of thing. So we need our local cities and counties involved, as well. And then we need the builders to do it. It's hard for the builders because they only know one way to build a home, and that's by stick. So we've got to get them to think differently and stuff to start building homes by modular construction instead. But if we can, I think that's the best way and the quickest way we're going to be able to create more affordable housing for everyone. If you've liked this video, or even if you didn't, post your comments, post your questions down below. I want to hear from you. What solutions do you have for affordable housing? I would love to know. It's something I've been studying and writing about for a long time, but I would love your opinion. And then please subscribe to my channel so you can get more great content like this and share it with others.